Welcome back to Fundamentals of Music class. Last week, we were able to look into the introduction to music and its basic concepts. We were able to delve into what music is, its importance, and types and forms of music. As an introduction, we briefly introduce ourselves to the element of sounds, fundamental of rhythm, melody, and harmony. We also look at the definitions of pulse, tempo, and time signature. Today, we will be looking in-depthly into the rudiments of musical notations, its meaning, musical staff, note names, clef, rest, dotted notes, note value, time signature, bar lines, and so far notations. You see that we are looking broadly. We are now spreading our tentacles to see that we understand music in depth now. And by definition, what is musical notations? Music notation is a visual representation of musical sounds. It enables musicians to play a piece as intended by the composer. It's a set of um, notations that helps to give a guide to every musician or whosoever is ready to use an instrument to play a kind of music. And it uses a set of symbols that represent pitches, which is how high or low a note is. Rhythm, which is how long or short a note lasts. Dynamics, which is how loud or soft it is. And the articulation, which is how a note is being played. And it is vital for performing, composing, and communicating music. It is a very important tool which is used in performing, composing, and communicating music. We have the key building blocks of musical notations. These are very, very important for us to understand what music is. The first one is the staff. You will see the diagram there. The staff is also, it is a framework consisting of 5 horizontal lines and 4 spaces. It serves as the foundation for writing musical notes. Each lines and space represent a different musical pitch depending on the clef in which we are using. We also have the ledger line. The ledger line is when the note go beyond the highest or lowest line of the staff. When it goes above the highest line that we have or the lowest line that we have, it is the ledger line. There are short lines drawn above or below the staff to extend its range of notation, which without changing the clef, you see that there are some notations there that have their lines above the ledger lines. These are, above the staff, which are called the ledger lines. When we talk about notes names in music, music uses 7 letters of alphabet, which is from A to G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it continues like that. You return to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. As you go higher, you continue to use it that way. After which it repeats, just like I said, in a higher pitch. We have in treble clef, we have the middle C, which is located just below the staff on a ledger line, and in bass clef we have the middle C. It's just above the staff. We will also see that. What is a clef? A clef is a symbol placed at the beginning of the staff to indicate the pitch of the notes on the staff. We have it listed. If you look at the picture diagram that is below, you see that it's listed. We have different symbols that are given there. We have one for treble clef, which is G clef. We have for auto clef. We have for bass clef, which is F clef. And for every of these, they have their they have what they do. They indicate the pitch of a note on the staff, as we will further understand. I know we will get to understand it better. Yeah, so when we talk about the treble or bass clef, which had the major, like the two had the major clef that are commonly in use. That's the treble and bass clef, G and F clef. So the treble clef is used for high-pitched instruments, um, high-pitched instruments or voices. And when we look at it, we talked about note names the other time where we were talking about it being having an alphabet from A to G. Now, for the G clef, we have on the line, we have E, G, B, D, F, which can be easily known or recited as every good boy deserves fruits. Every good boy deserve fruits. And in the space between the 5 lines, we have what is called the face, FACE. You see, the movement is on there. If we start from the first line, we have E, F, G, H, I mean E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You still continue like that. So that's why we have it made up in that way. And for the bass clef, we have the line notes to be G, B, D, F, A. Good boys deserve fruits always. And the space note is A, C, E, G, which is all cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. We have the note value. The notes, musical notes indicate pitch and duration. Each note symbolizes how long the sound should last. These duration are relative, meaning they depend on tempo or speed of the music. We have the whole note, double whole note, we have the whole note, we have the half notes, the quarter notes, and so on like that. We have it listed. The rest, it's just as notes indicate sound, rest indicates silence for a given duration. And we also have dotted notes, which in music, a dotted note is a note which with a dot placed after it. So for example, like that of the whole note now, if it has a dotted note, it has what it means. And when we have that, it's showing what's the actual rest that is supposed to be there. It's showing the increases the notes rather. It increases the notes duration by half of its original value. So the whole note or whole notes or whole rest is 4 bits of silence. Half rest is 2 bits of silence. We have the quarter rest to be 1 bit of silence, 8th rest to be half bit of silence, 16th rest to be a quarter bit of silence. I know we are understanding every of these concepts. The time signature. A time signature tells how many bits are in each measure, which is bar, and what kind of note receive 1 bit. It tells how the beats in music are organized. It appears at the beginning of the piece after the clef and key signature, just like you see in the diagram below. You see that the time signature, we have a 3/4. The 3 there, which is on top, is showing 3 beats in every measure, while the 4 downward at the bottom shows quarter notes, which is crotchet beats. And we have it in the table also, 4/4, which states 4 beats, quarter notes, which is 1 beat common note, and as listed there. Then the bar line divides music into measures, making it easier to read, count, and follow the rhythm. When you look at the likes of the hymn books, you will be able to see bar lines. We have different types of bar lines. We have the single lines. This is regular division between measures. The double line indicates a new section or key change. The final bar line indicates the end of the piece. and the repeat sign instructs the musician to repeat a section of the music. And these are the types of bar line that we have. The types and importance of bar lines, just like I said, we have the single bar lines, we have the double bar lines, we have the end bar line, and we have the repeat symbol. What are the importance? It helps performer to keep track of rhythm. Two, it organizes music into digestible units. And lastly, it aids communication between musician and conductor. Also, we come to understand that software notation is very, very important in music. Very, very important. And software notation is a system of music notation that uses syllables to represent the degree of the scale, making it easy to learn and sing melody. Just, we talked about the G clef having its alphabet. So with every of those G clef, we have a software notations that back it, that comes as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and it can be descended as do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So we have it listed there. What are the key features of software notations? Movable do system. That is, the do always represents the tonic notes in any major or minor scale. Rather, the do, movable do, it's a movable do. And the relative pitch focus, it teaches how notes relate to each other rather than fixed note name. And lastly, adaptable to all keys. Works in any musical key, making it flexible for different songs. Whatever key you want to sing, you have the software notation, movable, flexible enough to work with all the keys. So if you are to sing on F, you can still use the software notations to actually sing on F, just like you will sing on G and A whatsoever. So benefits of software notations, it improves sight singing and ear training. You can hold your hymns and continue to sing, and it will improve the sight singing. The second one, it simplifies music education for beginners. It's widely used in choral singing and the Kodali teaching method. And lastly, it helps develop strong pitch memory and intonation. In conclusion, we've been able to look into the key concepts of musical notations in the class today. We've looked at the definitions necessary, the musical notation definitions. We look at the key building blocks as we look at the necessary concepts that we can align with musical notations. And we've looked at the software notation. The understanding of this concept is really, really paramount to you as a student. And I believe that you will get the time, you have the time to thoroughly look into the notes that are provided for you. And by next class, we'll be looking at another topic, which is scale and key signature. I hope to find you at the next class. Thank you.